What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Investing Bros live show. It is 3 p.m. Friday, the 14th. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody out there. You're going to notice I'm in a new location here today. I'll explain why after the intro, but let's get into talking crypto because major rallies have started today, and there's some very positive things on the charts and in the news as to why we have probably witnessed the bottom, and the bull market could be days or maybe just a few weeks away. But this is a massive, massive start for everyone who's held on, who's refused to sell their bags to all the institutions. If you are one of those people, drop a one in chat because it looks like you're going to win after all. If you're excited about today's show, make sure to go ahead and smash that like button and hit subscribe. But first, we got to roll an intro. All right. Before we get into why Tim is in a cabin in the middle of the woods, I got two fantastic guys here who did a great job yesterday in my absence of keeping the show running. I got Smay, I got T Shroom. Boys, how are we doing today?
Well, I'm just doing fantastic. I'm looking forward to a great weekend. A weekend with my baby girl, Maple. Hi. Oh, she doesn't want to be on camera. And also, I get to golf with Tim this weekend. It's great.
It's gonna be fun tomorrow morning, 8:15.
Very early.
We're gonna be on those greens. Shroom, how are we feeling today, my friend?
Oh, Tim, I'm feeling better than I deserve. I'm excited for you guys to go play some golf. Make sure you keep that pace of play up. Okay.
Yeah,
You don't want to be going too slow and keeping
it's true.
everybody
It's
waiting to
true.
get to the next hole. But I really, really appreciate you all for tuning in yesterday. Even when Tim wasn't around, it really meant a lot. And I think you guys had a good time as well. So thanks for tuning in.
Absolutely. Yeah. In case anyone is wondering, why is Tim in a new spot? Why was Tim not on the show yesterday? Earlier this week, in my house, people might be saying, why did Tim have a flood in his house? He lives in the mountains in Georgia. Well, the flood came from above. Our washing machine's on the second story of our house, and it malfunctioned. A repair guy had come and he guess unplugged it or plugged it in poorly. Literally, I'm downstairs talking with T-Shirt on the phone, and I look at the ceiling, and it's dripping on me. And it turns out our washing machine's tube had not been plugged in, flooded the second story of the house, ruined the ceiling down below. So my house at the moment looks like a war zone where they have ripped out the entire ceiling
Yeah.
downstairs. So impromptu vacation. You might be saying, Tim, why are we telling the story? I promise you, this is about your bags and about crypto. Everything about my life somehow comes back to affect your bags because we've noticed a trend that whenever Tim goes on vacation, the crypto markets pump. Well, guess
That's
what,
right.
guys? Yesterday afternoon, Tim went on an impromptu vacation. Go take a look at your portfolio from me and look at what it's looked like over the last 24 hours. The pump has happened once again. So, really, this flood, it was for you guys. It was for you. I took one for the team. Hopefully, you guys are rejoicing with your major gains. But speaking of those major gains, let's talk about some news as to why they are here. Aside from Tim's flooded house, we got our minute news wrap up with T-Shroom. T-Shroom, what do you got for us today?
We've got a full docket today, Tim. Let's get into it here. Abu Dhabi Sovereign Wealth Fund bought 436 million of Bitcoin ETFs in Q1. And it doesn't stop there. State of Wisconsin Investment Board discloses 321 million Bitcoin ETF holdings. World's largest custodian bank, State Street and Citibank, to launch crypto custody services. SEC's crypto task force discusses integrating staking into ETPs with multiple firms. Barclays reports owning 130 worth of Bitcoin ETFs. I believe that's the first Bitcoin holding report from Barclays. And an update's coming for Ethereum. Helsky's testnet upgrade set for February 24th. Sepolia on March 5th. And mainnet could go live as early as April 8th. Not done. Hong Kong-based investment firm Avenir boosts its IBIT holdings to $599 million as of December 31st. That's up from only 22 million in September, quite a boost, with an additional 4.2 million in the Fidelity Bitcoin ETF. And finally, Canada's third largest bank, Bank of Montreal. Let me know in the chat, are you Canadian? Bank of Montreal invests 150 million in Bitcoin ETFs, primarily Bitcoin's iShares ETF, according to the latest filing. So, a lot of inflows into those Bitcoin ETFs, Tim. I don't know that there's been a time where I've seen this many headlines. I know there's not a time where I've seen this many headlines from major institutions around the world, Hong Kong, the United States, Wisconsin, and even parts of Europe. It's pretty crazy, and I'm feeling the bullish swing right now.
I mean, big money is buying this dip up, and we're going to talk more about it later, ladies and gentlemen. But if you're looking for a place to buy up this dip and be trading today, shout out to the sponsor of today's episode, Blofin. It is the exchange that we recommend from you here at the Bros. It is the exchange that I use, that T-Shroom uses, that a lot of people in our trading community use. So go sign up with Blofin right now. If you share my screen here, Smay, there's a giveaway only in the Bros community right now. So you have to be signed up with our link, but depending on how much you trade, you could earn almost $10,000, $9,400 on your trading volume. But even if you trade less than that, there is pretty much money being given back to you no matter how much you trade. Do not miss out on free money. Go sign up with our Blofin link down below and start trading the markets today. And guess what? If you want a place to help you out with some of those trades, knowing when to buy, when to sell, how to get in and maximize your profits, make sure to check out our VIP trading group. Several ways to be a part of that. All of that can be found in the description down below. Let's take a look at our bubbles here today. I do see a lot of chat, people asking about some altcoins that we can take a look at later. We'll take a look at those later. Make sure we're going to do a lot of Q&A today, talking with you guys as we navigate in the news and the charts and everything. But love it, love it, love it. All right. Sea of green here today. Clearly, I told you guys everything is up. A couple things are not. PLSX, PLS, Mantra, but Mantra had a big day yesterday. Hex is down. But take a look at almost everything else. Nothing bigger than Trump. Trump is up 33.3%. XRP over here hiding behind me. Let me move this out. Now, XRP, I want to say something good about it, then slightly bad about it, and then we're going to get good again. So XRP Army, don't hate on me for this. XRP 13.6% to the upside. Love it. We'll probably take a look at the XRP chart today. Something you guys should know, there was an XRP movement in the Ripple wallet today. We were talking about this over in our VIP trading group. What that means is don't be surprised if there is some form of dip with XRP that maybe other altcoins don't have. More than likely, Ripple is going to sell some of their XRP. That being said, this is something they've been doing. This is where the good stuff comes back in, and you shouldn't be worried about it. I'm not telling you to sell your XRP. What I'm saying is Ripple has sold XRP several times in the past, and yet the price is still going drastically to the upside. So don't freak out. This isn't a bull market over for XRP move. It just means if you in the next couple of days or weeks see a lot of other altcoins shooting to the upside, but XRP seems to be staying still or dropping, more than likely it's just Ripple liquidating some of their XRP as they're continuing to distribute it into the community and also paying some of their bills. Some people hate that. I'm fine with it. Ultimately, I just like to make money. This is not going to have a major effect on the XRP charts, but it is something we want you guys to be aware of. And again, if you were in our VIP trading group, you would already know about this. You would have been preparing for it already. Let's get into the charts. Let's talk about what's going on that's so bullish right now that has me thinking the bull market is here. It's back in play. The bottom is in. Let's talk about what is going on here. I'm not necessarily saying brand new all-time highs by the weekend or even next week, but to get to new all-time highs, you first got to get back to where you've been in the past. And we're seeing some major signs that could be about to happen again. And what I'm referencing here is for the first time, this is a 4-hour chart on Bitcoin. For the first time since all-time highs back on January, we would have hit it January 19th up here above 109,000. The first time since January 19th, Bitcoin has set a higher high in the price action. What do I mean by that? Look at this. I know there's several times where we have had somewhat positive movements, but if you locate these highs, I'm going to delete them as they come. We have one high right here. right? Obviously, the high back in January. Then you have your lower high set it here around January 24th. Then we almost matched it, but we had a lower high again, even with a breakout of this red line. It was a breakout that still set in a lower high here back on January 30th. Then you come down here around February 3rd. We rally back up, but set a lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. We now, in the wick that we just had today in the last couple of hours, we have outdone the last two highs. Like I said, for the first time since that all-time high back in January 19th, we have set a new higher high. This is a very good start. Not only that, but we've broken with an increase in volume. That's a little more clear if you go to the 1 hour chart. With this increase of volume, we broke above a significant level of resistance. What I mean by that, yeah, we had one candle stick out, but you can see we a little bit retested. This big green histogram matches a big bullish candle. Let me zoom in there a little bit better for you. That is a massive win for Bitcoin holders. Why? Because it proved that this isn't just a lack of bearish pressure. This was somebody came in here, bought up a lot. We're going to talk about that in the news because guess what? It's smart money buying Bitcoin right now. It's big wallets, big accounts, not just a bunch of little retail investors who are scared. They bought this up. Now, high volume did come in. We did sell this level right up here as we reached almost back to $99,000. I do expect some form of pullback. We told our VIP trading group at least wait for 98. I think there's a chance we could pull back all the way back down to 97.4, give or take, where you would retest, bump off of that former resistance level and turn it back into support. But for now, you take your wins where you get them. This is all a very positive thing. And this is coming on the cusp of 2 days ago. Again, I wasn't on the show yesterday. 2 days ago, we talked about a bunch of altcoins hitting major buy signals on daily charts. Some of those have actually already hit their daily targets and are probably end up blasting through and going to what we call our secondary highs. We'll talk a little altcoins later on, but what you should know about Bitcoin right now that's very bullish is we definitely have a buy signal on the 12-hour chart. Let's take a look here at what I mean by this. You can see on the RSI got overextended and is now working to break its way back through the 50. That's a major win for the bulls. The MACD, when you zoom in here, has crossed bullish and is looking to head back up above the 0 line for the first time since February 1st. That's going to be very, very bullish on the 12-hour chart. And then you have the buy signal where we had a green reversal, we have bullish momentum, and we have that positive money flow, the trifecta, the big buy signal that we love here on this channel. It is our number one buy signal we use, and rarely, if ever, does it fail us. Well, what does this say? This says that Bitcoin should make its way up here to the Lux Algo Smart Trail, somewhere in the camp of at least 99.6. High end, we're looking at 100,700. If you want to find some confluence, maybe on lower time frames like the 4-hour chart, as to levels of support here, you have take profits on the 4-hour chart sitting way up above us at 101. But anyway, 12-hour chart, this means we at least should be making our way back up towards $100,000. Well, you're always going to get a buy signal, or I'm not going to say always, but usually going to get a buy signal on the 12-hour before the daily. The daily is getting very close. 2 days ago, we talked about all the altcoins that are hitting it, and I told you guys, don't be surprised if altcoins have a small dip first and then rally. That's exactly what happened. But the daily chart, we are dangerously close to getting a buy signal. The RSI heading back up towards the 50 after being overextended. The MACD is looking like it wants to cross bullish again for the first time since back here on January 14th. Again, that was on our way up to setting a new high in the market. And then you go into our Lux Algo oscillator. And while we don't have positive money flow yet, keyword yet, we have the green reversal, we have the bullish momentum, and all of this negativity that was flowing out over the last couple of days, it's now trading sideways. Let's get a little inch of positivity on there, and all of a sudden, we're cooking with grease. And Bitcoin, forget just 100,000. All of a sudden, Bitcoin's talking about getting back up towards 102, maybe even back up above 103,000 as we continue to set these higher highs here. Now, this is a daily chart. This is something that could take some time. There still could be some volatility. You shouldn't look at a daily chart buy signal and say, all right, this time tomorrow, that means these are the targets Tim's talking about. No, we have what we call the 12 to 24 candle rule, meaning when you get a flash of something, it's not abnormal. It can happen in 1 or 2 candles, but it's not abnormal for it to take anywhere between 12 to 24 candles. What does that mean? This is targets we're talking about. Realistically, it could take 2 weeks before it happens, and that's not a broken system. It could happen by this weekend. It could happen this time next week. But don't everyone think that you have to get to 103,000 by this weekend or the bull market's canceled. This is a longer term play that is going to be very, very beneficial. You can see, like, for example, back in here, when the time we got these buy signals back on December 31st, we didn't end up hitting our price targets till the 6th. So that took 7 days. That's actually pretty quick. A full week, though, once you get the buy signal to actually get your price target. Same thing here. Don't act like this is something that has to happen by tomorrow or it's a complete failure. What's also amazing about the bull market, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to go back into a topic that we love here. Ben Cowan loves this. So if Ben Cowan ever watches any of our shows, if you guys want to share our channel with him, I don't know if he watches this ever, but he loves talking about Bitcoin dominance. I love talking about Bitcoin dominance. And let's go take a look at what the Bitcoin dominance is saying right now. That is a massive statement on how bullish altcoins are. We will take a look at altcoins later, I promise you. So just because we're not looking at them right now doesn't mean we won't. Bitcoin dominance here, guys, is continuing to drop. We're back down below 61%. We're showing a lot of strength and reasons as to why we're going to continue to drop. Even though I don't love buy and sell signals here, just for the sake of showing you the power dynamic, this is the Bitcoin dominance chart. We recently got a red reversal, bearish momentum, excessive buyers left the space, and negative money flow right there on the daily chart. This would suggest a target to keep an eye on as we're heading back down towards or slightly below 60% at least. I'm curious, didn't look at this before the show. Are we getting a sell signal on the 2 daily chart? You can make the argument we are. Red reversal, bearish momentum, and that looks like sloping money flow. You do see the MACD clearly making it look like it wants to cross the downside. That would say Bitcoin dominance is heading back down below 58%, right? So if we're seeing the long-term bullish charts, the long-term Bitcoin charts look bullish heading to the upside, but the Bitcoin dominance chart is heading to the downside. What does that mean? It's not bad for Bitcoin. It just says how good altcoins are about to perform. We are watching things like, and I'm not going to go in crazy depth here, but we're watching things like Ethereum. We already know Ethereum has a daily buy signal. Ethereum's very, very close to getting a 2 daily buy signal here. That would send Ethereum's price up back towards 3,300. You have other coins like Chainlink, dangerously close to a 2-day buy signal. That would send price back up towards $30. Love me some Chainlink. You have Cardano over here, close to a 2 daily buy signal. That would send price back up over $1, back towards $1.24. What's my overall point here? Bitcoin chart is looking beautiful right now, ladies and gentlemen. Major breakouts happening, but we might be witnessing the second flare-up, another wave of the new version of altcoin season. I don't think we're going to see another altcoin season like we saw in 2021 or 2017 ever again. I think the new flow is very slow and methodical as Bitcoin works its way back down towards 50% dominance, but altcoins are looking very strong, very aggressive. People are buying them in bulk. They're making great moves. And all again, every one of you who have sat here and watched the Investing Bros show, ignoring the FUD, continue to hold your coins, looking for any dip you can get to buy up and gain more, you are about to be a very happy and wealthy individual, whether you're a man or a woman. We love everybody here. We're the Investing Bros. Gender neutral term, though, or the way we use it. Anyone can be a bro. If you guys are holding on, you made a great decision. You're going to make a lot of money. So loving what I'm seeing the charts doing here. It's time to go ahead and transfer into some news, though. If you guys are enjoying the show, make sure smash that like button. YouTube loves when people smash that like button. Leave in the comments your thoughts about where the market is at the moment. I'm going to throw it to my man T-Shroom to get into the news, get some discussion. Make sure you're engaging in chat. I told you something we want to do that we talked about this last week as a team. We want to engage with you guys more, answer more questions. But that means you guys got to start asking some really good questions in chat. So make sure you guys are engaging in chat, and you might just get your name read on the channel. T-Shroom, while people are in there and chatting in the description in the chat section, why don't you go ahead and break us into the news for today?
Absolutely. It's important to stay hydrated, bros. Very, very important.
That bubble almost killed me right there.
Especially if you're planning on attending the Bitcoin conference in Las Vegas that's coming up very, very soon. Got to give a big shout out to the Bitcoin conference. It's coming up only 102 days away, and ticket prices are increasing tonight. Where can you buy these tickets, you might be wondering? Well, you can buy them in a lot of different places, but you get a 10% off discount when you use code BROS in the link below. That's right here in the video you're watching on mobile and desktop. Just check out this link here to get 10% off, and you will see the Bros in Vegas. And no, I will not be drinking heavily or gambling we will be laser focused on making sure people understand the opportunities of crypto. And look, there's some big institutions that are doing just that. Abu Dhabi's sovereign wealth fund bought $436 million worth of Bitcoin. This may not be the biggest headline, but this is the one that I'm the most excited about. Tim, there was other names that bought into Bitcoin to the tunes of hundreds of millions of dollars. These headlines are breaking today. It's very, very bullish. Obviously, this is the institutional cycle. We believe that here at the Investing Bros. Just how bullish is this, and do you expect these headlines to continue, or do you think this is kind of a one-time peak here, kind of mid-February, and we're not going to hear from the institutions again?
No. This is the convenience of all this news is coming out now that the bottom's in. If you think you're gonna get the announcement when Bitcoin is at a bottom position that institutions have been buying, that smart money has been buying, then I'm sorry, you're going to miss it every single time. We were telling you as we were making these significant drops and watching the volume on the charts tell us a story. We were telling you that more than likely the bottom of this pullback was in. What's now coming out that's confirming it, again, I told you on the charts, I already really love what the charts look like, but what's confirming it to me is these headlines talking about the hundreds of millions of dollars that this smart money has bought. Guess what that means? They've bought this over the last couple of days. They've bought this at those dips. This is what happens in the world of crypto. Retail investors get bearish. Everything see, everyone talks about capitulating. We had a little blood in the street with a fast fall of some negative headline. Then retail freaks out and sells, saying the bull market's over. All the while, the smart money, the institutions, they're buying all this up. We find out about it about a week later. And by the time you find out about it, all of a sudden, now you're saying, oh, man, I wish I could. Why didn't I buy when Bitcoin was at 92,000? Why didn't I buy when Bitcoin was at 94,000 the other day? I should have bought. Okay, well, next time I'll buy. If it happens again, I'll buy. And this is that concept that we talk about quite frequently. When institutions miss the boat, somehow they find a way to bring the boat back. I'm going to show my chart here in a second. Somehow they find a way to bring the boat back. When retail misses the boat, sorry, you missed the boat. For example, let me show you. Go to my screen here for a second here, Smay, and you're going to see here. Let's go to the daily chart. We talked about this level around 92,000. Look at all the times. Let's turn this off. Look at all the times in the last couple of months we bounced on this level. Okay. Then, of course, we shoot up, set a new all-time high. We're pretty sure the bull market's on. They bring that boat back for a matter of seconds. If I were to go into lower time frames, we did not spend a lot of time here below 92,000. We didn't spend a lot of time, to be frankly, below 95,000. But they brought the boat back to what was the best buying level for the last couple of months so that smart money could buy it, and then they take off. Okay, they brought the boat back here a couple of days ago, back down a little bit lower than 94,000. Institutions buy it, boom, they take off. When institutions miss the boat and they say, man, I should have bought that dip. All right, let's find a way here to get it to go back, but let's confuse retail. That's exactly what happens. But now that they've gotten their bite, now that they've gotten their dip, all of a sudden they're happy. They're good to go. Let's send Bitcoin back to the upside. And even though some of you guys might be feeling bullish, if you're not buying these prices right now and you're waiting for a major pullback back down to 94 and 92, I guarantee you what's going to happen. Let's pretend we did go back down there because I can't guarantee we won't. What's going to happen is all of you right now who are saying, man, I wish I could have bought at 94. Give me another chance. I'll do it. Whatever news headline would happen to send us to 94 again would make you say, ugh, no, I'm not touching Bitcoin whatsoever. Bull market over again. I'm not buying. And then you'd miss the dip again, right? You have to follow the thought process and the desires of whales, and you can't complain about their manipulation. You have to understand that they manipulate. You have my screen now, Smay. You have to understand that manipulation is a big part of the investing world. It's a big part of the crypto world. Learn how to ride the waves with the whales. Don't just cry at them. Ride with them, and you'll buy, I'm not going to say the perfect bottom every single time, but you can get pretty darn stinking close just by learning to think the way they think. And that's kind of exactly what we see playing out here again, T-Shroom.
Absolutely. Well, we got some bullish news for Ethereum. We'll talk about that in a second, but first, we got to talk about the institutional cycle. We're here. We just heard about Abu Dhabi buying Bitcoin ETFs, and now the world's largest custodian bank, State Street, and Citibank to launch crypto custody services. Now, this is enabled by the incoming Trump administration. Some of you have been tuning in and you've been falling asleep. You've been like, hey, I thought Trump was supposed to pump my alt bags. These types of headlines enable the big money coffers to be able to rotate into altcoins. Without these headlines, without huge custodial banks, you don't get major endowments, giant 401k, ultra conservative holders to actually allocate down the risk curve, not just buying Bitcoin. A lot of these guys already bought Bitcoin. Now they're going to go down the risk curve and start buying altcoins before the people that buy altcoins. So make sure that you're telling your friends, not to do anything irresponsible, but if there ever was a time to make even just a test allocation, a small allocation to altcoins, these are the types of headlines that make me a little bit panicky that people aren't in their and if you definitely don't own Bitcoin, this is the time to really question that. Think deeply. Why is it that you don't own Bitcoin? So, Tim, obviously this is just big. It's bullish. These are the types of headlines that kind of unlock the big money into the economy. Do you think that State Street and Citibank, do you think that they're going to be going to their clients and selling these products, or do you think they're just kind of let it open the door and just kind of say yes whenever the clients ask?
Yeah, I think, obviously they can't force anything down their client's throat, although I could see them definitely pushing their clients towards it. And again, if you have a big bag of something, you want that bag to go to the upside, convincing other people to buy it is definitely something that happens. You'll both benefit, but again, that is something that happens. Something I saw in the comment section, there's a couple of comments I've already seen. We're going to read a couple of them, but one was, this news of hearing that the whales are buying makes me worried that this is a bull trap. Okay. And I want to start by saying I can't remember who said it because it's further up in chat. That's actually a great way to think. Whenever you hear really good news, right? Really bullish news, your first question should be, why is this news coming out today? What motivation is there out there to post this kind of news? Is this a potential manipulative move where they're going to tell me something good and then the market's going to crash? Very good question. When you hear really bad news, same thing. Ask why. Why is this bad news coming out right now as we're talking right here? This news about who's buying, the why isn't any manipulative reason. It's disclosure. They have to disclose when these things are purchased, or better yet, it's not even that they have to, it's that other people have done their research and figured out and they're disclosing it for us. This isn't a manipulative news. All these companies that are buying right now, this isn't them saying, let's find a way to crash the market. Let's put this news out, get other people to buy our tops, and then we'll crash back down. This is people revealing, hey, while all of you guys were freaking out and saying the bear market was here, look at who was buying. We have the receipts. We have the blockchain records. So disclosure is different than manipulative. If this were simply headlines of executives coming out saying, we're planning on buying, blah, 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 blah. If this was executives saying, we think that these altcoins and Bitcoin is the future, then I would make the argument of saying, you know what? They might be saying that and they might genuinely mean it, but there's going to be a short-term drop in price. That's very normal. But disclosures of facts about how people have moved their money, when we see things like how much is Tesla holding Bitcoin, we see things like how much are major companies holding, which companies bought recently. Disclosure is not manipulative. That's just straight cold facts. This is a very positive thing. So I love the thought. Of saying, is it potential this news is actually a bull trap? It's just in this case, the way I would interpret this news, this isn't opinion-based. This is fact-based. Opinion-based always makes me question the direction of the market. So very good thought there. Let's take a break. There's a couple other stories, I believe, T-shirt, but let's take a break here. Let's read some other chat, engage with some people. A couple good comments that have been put in here. Daniel Fisher said, how can you say alts look good when most are down 50 to 90%? Okay. When we say most are down 50 to 90%, and when I say alts look good, this is something that I say, I've said a couple times now, but I think I'm going to have to say it a lot to people. When I refer to altcoins, you need to understand Tim talking about altcoins is not the same as other people talking about altcoins. And I'll try to be more clear moving forward. I don't mean altcoins as a whole. I think there's a very good chance small cap, mid cap, meme coins are going to be very hard to track what's happening. When I talk about how bullish I am on altcoins, I am not talking about every single small cap, mid cap out there. I think some of them can do well. I'm just not betting on them. What I'm specifically talking about are the coins that have the greatest ability to steal dominance away from Bitcoin. What does that mean? Well, in case you didn't know, if you take the market caps of the top 20 coins right now on CoinMarketCap And I'm not talking about USDT and USDC. I'm not talking about stablecoins. I am talking about altcoins and Bitcoin. The top 20 coins hold more than 95% of the total market cap of crypto in general, right? So when I say altcoins are looking good, the Bitcoin Dominance chart looks like it's falling. Altcoins are doing really well. I'm not talking about coin number 567, guys. I'm not talking about the newest $500 million market cap that maybe makes it to $1 billion. I am talking about the same coins that institutions are interested in. I'm talking about Chainlink, XRP, Solana, Cardano, Ondo. These are the things I'm talking about. Okay. So don't hear me say altcoins are looking good, and that means coin number 573 is going to pump. That's not what I mean. I mean quality tokens that actually have the ability to steal dominance away from Bitcoin. Those are the ones that I'm talking about. So good question. Here's the other reason why I say they're good. It is very normal in a bull market for altcoins to drop 50%, 70%. Right? Go back and study past bull markets and what altcoins have done. Very normal. Very, very normal. Bear markets is when they're down like 90%. If you're tracking altcoin right now, if you own an altcoin that went down 90% during the bull market, you might have yourself a coin that's not doing well. That coin probably is not going to get back on track. But just being down 60%, 50%, not a big deal to me whatsoever, because it's actually very normal, very healthy in a bull market. But what I'm looking at is the market conditions for dictating a bottom. And a lot of the coins I'm talking about, again, top 20 coins, some of them not quite top 20 like Ondo and others, but they are putting in some fantastic higher lows inside a bull market. They're showing extreme strength and explosiveness back to the upside. So are they back at all-time highs or cycle highs? No. But by the time they get back there, they're not as good of a value to buy. I love buying the dips. I love buying higher lows that show me signs of strength. And that's exactly what I'm seeing right now on these top 20 altcoins, these institutionally friendly altcoins, these coins that I don't want to use the word safe because there's no word is completely safe in the world of investing, but safer investments for your portfolio. That's what I'm referencing there, Daniel. Victor Patel said, Tim, is Chainlink going to do a $600 to $800 this bull run? I bought because of you. Love you, man. Well, Victor, we talked about this a little bit. Even my older videos where I talked about those prices, they were always based on if-then statements of all the stars align, and we saw massive market caps come. This is how a Chainlink could get. If you've watched my most recent video, I do a good job of depicting my three scenarios of disappointing, realistic, and then my bullish case scenario. Disappointing, I think Chainlink's getting into the world of $150 to $200. Okay. Some people are going to say, Tim, I'd be happy if Chainlink gets to $150, $200. To me, that is a disappointment. Chainlink did not do everything it could have done. My realistic expectation, at least $300, but probably pushing towards $400. And I think there's an outside chance $500, but let's say $300 or $400 realistic expectation for Chainlink. But if Chainlink does do everything it's capable of, if the crypto market cap does go towards 20 trillion as a whole, if we see a lot of bullishness come in, which has happened in the past, that is when I see Chainlink potentially hitting a $600 to $800 target. But it's not my expectation. I'm not waiting for $600 to take profit on Chainlink. I will take profit on Chainlink when I see the signs the bull market's over. I simply am expecting that to be in the world of somewhere between $300 to $400 for Chainlink. So great questions in chat. There's a lot more coming in. We're going to answer some more of them. So if you guys are enjoying this, smash the like button. Let us know you love our engagement in chat. With that said, I'm going to throw it back over to T-Shirt. We're going to get back into some more stories here, and we'll be back to answer some more questions in just a couple minutes.
All right. Well, you may have heard about the new SEC, Securities Exchange Commission task force. We're getting a headline from them now. The task force discusses integrating staking into ETPs. You can think ETFs. ETPs is the nomenclature in which ETFs fall under. But they've been discussing this with multiple firms. Okay, why is this significant? Let me give you a little bit of context. So staking is a term in cryptocurrency that essentially is yield, right? When you stake Cardano, when you stake Ethereum, that will throw off a yield. You get a reward for staking your crypto. That's what proof of stake incentives are all about. When you buy an existing spot Ethereum ETF today in the United States, it's the only ETF you can buy in cryptocurrency universe other than Bitcoin, but it's the only one that should have staking because Bitcoin, you don't stake. It's proof of work, different consensus mechanism. So this is really big for Ethereum specifically, and especially in the window of time that we exist in now, where there are no other proof of stake currencies that have an ETF in the biggest financial industry in the world, the United States. So when that window closes, things may change for Ethereum. But right now, if the SEC can go ahead and work with, the Grayscales of the world, the 21 shares of the world that look to be seeking to add and a yield, right? If you're familiar with ETF investing, think a dividend. It's going to probably be delivered to the end user, to the investor of the ETF, in a similar type of mechanism as a dividend. It's not going to be a dividend; it's a yield coming from staking. I've said a lot of things. Hopefully that made sense to you. That's giving you a little bit of context on why this is important. But the bullishness doesn't stop there for Ethereum. That's a bit of the context. They also have an upgrade coming up. So back on my screen, Ethereum's Holesky testnet upgrade set for February 24th and Sepolia on March 5th. So two big catalysts coming up. I'm not familiar enough with these upgrades to be able to determine how big these catalysts are going to be. Catalysts. Somebody corrected me in the chat the other day. It's catalysts. I got to get that right. I don't know how bullish these are going to be. I think, though, that one of these could be potentially very significant. We're going to be drilling down in this more, especially for the February 24th deadline that's fast approaching. But these are all great catalysts that are coming up for Ethereum. Now, we talk about Ethereum. We don't look at the chart maybe as much as we should. A lot of people have become bears on Ethereum, but there's some very big institutions that have been buying it. And I'm here to say that I'm not ready to rule out Ethereum in a good crypto portfolio. Tim, I want to kind of inquire in that same line of thinking to see what you think. Do you think that Ethereum still has a place in people's crypto portfolios, especially in light of these headlines?
Yeah, absolutely. I really still think Ethereum is going to stay the number 2 crypto. Now, let's not get going. Even if Ethereum pops off, which I think Ethereum could pop off here very soon, let's cool it this cycle with the Ethereum passing Bitcoin talk, right? That's not going to happen. But I easily could see Ethereum staying the number 2 coin. I think Solana and XRP are both going to give Ethereum a run for their money. But ultimately, I don't think that they ever surpass Ethereum to be number 2 in this bull market. Futuristically, who knows what happens? But I would say my advice on Ethereum, or the way I handle it, let's say I broke down several portfolios. And speaking of portfolios, tomorrow, episode 6 of Rate My Portfolio comes out at 11 a.m. You don't want to miss it. It's a great portfolio it's a $33,000 portfolio. So anyone who has that $33,000 level of a portfolio, you're going to love to see it. The higher my portfolio, the more likely I'm holding heavy amounts of the safer picks like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and I would even start throwing XRP and Solana in there because I think the amount of upside that they have left this bull market, it's limited, right? Bitcoin probably 2 to 3x, Ethereum probably somewhere in the world of like 3 to 5x, and then you have like XRP and Solana both, I think, in the world of like maybe a 5x left, but 5x to maybe 6x, 7x. If I have a large portfolio, $1 million, $500,000, I'm probably keeping a lot of those coins as my majority holding. Why? Because to me, I already have a large bag. I don't need to 10x, 20x my bag to make a difference. If you told me if I had $1 million portfolio and I could turn that into $4 million, I would be ecstatic, gaining 3 million, but that's only a 4x. However, if I had a portfolio like only 50,000, 10,000, 20,000, something like that, I'm not saying I'd hold 0 Bitcoin and Ethereum, but it would be a much smaller amount because I don't think I want to walk away. Let's say I had a $10,000 portfolio. I don't think I want to walk away with only 40,000, only profiting $30,000. I think that there's coins out there with the potential to still 10x. And so I want to be a little more risky. I want to go into the coins that I think have 10, 15, who knows, maybe a 20x left in them and turn that 10,000 more into like $100,000 to $200,000, right? And to do that, I cannot have a very large Ethereum or Bitcoin holding. So that's my way of thinking about it. Love Ethereum. I think Ethereum's still going north of $10,000. I think there's a chance it flirts with $20,000 on the higher end. But even if it does, let's say my more bullish scenario plays out there and Ethereum goes towards $20,000. That's not a massive gain. 5x, 6x from now is where we're getting at there. That's not going to change your life the same way if Chainlink does everything it's supposed to do, or if Ondo does everything it's supposed to do, or Sui does everything it's supposed to do. Those things are legitimate 10 to 20x projects. Ethereum's not.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, no, that does conclude our headlines. Oh, wait, we got a breaking news headline. This was a little bit of a bonus lap for us. No pun intended here, Smay. Aston Martin announces Formula One Coinbase partnership paid entirely in crypto stablecoins. So, hey, that's a lot of fun. Let me know in chat. Do you have an Aston Martin, or do you have a aspiration to potentially own an Aston Martin one day? Let us know in the chat. I don't expect many people to own one, so if you do, that'd be really cool to find out. But there's our breaking news bonus lap, Tim. Are you ready to go buy an Aston Martin now because they're joining Team Crypto?
Yeah, not a chance. Listen, there will not be a lot of signs that I'm a wealthy individual. There'll be a couple, but Aston Martin's will not be one of them. Phil Nye, the crypto guy, said with his super chat, shout out to Phil Nye, the crypto guy. Thank you for that $2 super chat. He said, Link or AVAX? This is easy, Phil. And again, I'm not necessarily saying that AVAX is going to plummet and die. I'm just saying I'm looking at the two projects. Link has the momentum. AVAX does not. Link has the relationships. AVAX has less than they do. I think Chainlink is the easy choice over AVAX here. That being said, if you hold AVAX, like I do, I hold AVAX too. I'm not telling you to sell it and that it's worthless. I'm just saying Chainlink is easily going to have a better bull market than AVAX unless something dramatic changes. And you can't invest based off of the – yeah, it's going to sound funny because I do what it sometimes. You cannot make hard, cold investment decisions based off of crazy what ifs. You can say, hey, if this happens, that'd be really cool. But you need to deal with the information you have right now at your fingertips and choose your portfolio on that. And right now, what we're dealing with price-wise, news-wise, momentum-wise, Chainlink is the better holding. Let's get back into some chat here. And we're going to read some more. I saw someone in chat said, we never read the chat. And it's funny because the guy that said that we never read chat, he's the one that I'm actually about to read his chat. He asked a little bit ago. I'm copy and pasting now, right? So I'm trying to make sure I don't miss out on any good stuff here. This is from Levinati, I think is his name. Levinati. He said, what guarantees us a profitable alt season? In front of 2021, we had completely doubled the amount of altcoins in the market. Okay. Very good point here, Levinati. What he's kind of talking about is, I think I saw an article the other day that we now are up to like over 10 million altcoins right now or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. The number millions. We have millions of altcoins right now. Versus 2021, it was more like thousands. And I don't remember the exact number because I don't just remember that off the top of my head. But there weren't millions of altcoins. But I'm going to go back to something I said earlier, Levinati. If I only looked at the top 20, and again, take out the two stablecoins. So if I looked at the top 18 cryptocurrencies, that right there sums up 95% of the total crypto market cap. What does that mean? It means, yeah, there's some small coins that can do 20x's here and there, going from like a $2 million market cap up to like a $500 million market cap. That happens all the time. That doesn't do anything, though, about really affecting the bottom line of where crypto market cap is going to get. It's the top 20 that have the largest impact on, will we see $11 trillion market cap? Will we see a $15 trillion market cap? Will we see a $20 trillion market cap, right? So that's what we're talking about here. And so you can have 10 million, 100 million, 50 million, a billion tokens. But if the top 20 are not more than 95%, they're the only ones that are really making major impact. So there's no difference. Here's what I'll say. 2021 was a disappointing bull market. I tell people this all the time. Some people, if you were investing back in 2021 and you're coming in now with very low expectations, bottom of the barrel saying like, man, there's no way these coins can take off and have 10x's from here, you're probably struggling with something I like to call 2021 trauma, where your expectation, you had such high hopes of how high Bitcoin could get or altcoins could get. And then, of course, the bull market was cut down, not necessarily early. I think it was right in line with the 4-year cycle, but it was cut down low. Bitcoin did not get anywhere close to 100,000. Altcoins, people talk about Ethereum hitting 10,000 back then. It didn't get anywhere close. People talked about Cardano hitting $10 back then. Didn't get anywhere close. It still had a great bull market up to $3, but didn't get close. All right, what's my point here? Go back and look at previous bull markets before that, and then compare them. And then also understand, everything before 2021 was solely retail money. So very little market caps, very little price action, but retail got really excited and it made a lot of money. That's why you saw like the first bull market, Bitcoin went up like 60,000%. And then after that it was like 12,000%. And then this last time it was only like 2,000%, right? It gets lower and lower. But my overall point here is every bull market has been explosive until 2021. And it was still explosive, but it was cut down short. Why? Because for the first time, institutions got involved. And you might be saying, Tim, doesn't that mean institutions getting involved now is terrible? And the answer is no. In 2021, institutions got involved, but not in a positive way. They weren't buying it. Institutions were threatened by cryptocurrency. Institutions paid millions and billions of dollars to FUD and discourage any type of crypto investment whatsoever. And in fact, there's evidence to say there's actually a lot of shorting and negative pressure from institutions back in 2021. So I call 2021 the bull market of institutional suppression. And yet people are acting like that's the new model and the new expectation of what all future bull markets should look like. Fast forward, though, into right now, 2024, 2025 bull market. This is the bull market of institutions, but not institutional suppression. It's going to be the bull market of institutional adoption. That still comes with manipulation. That still comes with going in and out and confusing retail investors. But instead of pushing on the top of the price action and suppressing the price down, now they're propping the price up. And so I'm looking at bull markets like 2017 and saying I think that's a much more realistic expectation, not 2021. And let me show you an example of that. I'm going to show you on the Bitcoin chart because it's going to be one that goes back the furthest amount of time. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this explanation. If you guys are not, let me know in the comments. Just say, Tim, move on. This sucks. Or tell me, no, Tim, I love it. Love this explanation. Let me show you using Fibonacci tool what I'm kind of expressing here about how the bull markets have moved. All right, so let's go all the way back here to the first major top. Set back in 2011. We had a little bear market in December 2011, then we made a move to the upside. So Fibonacci extension. Let's take a look at what happened here. Okay, we saw the bull market shoot up all the way, let's zoom in here, to the 2.35% move, right? It more than double, went to 2.35. Okay, we had a temporary stop at the golden pocket, but we went higher, much higher. Okay, let's leave that up there. Let me move it over though, because it's kind of in the way. So let me kind of move this over. All right, now let's use Fibonacci extension from the top of 2013 to the bottom of 2015. Let's take a look at that bull market extension. All right, so let's go down to here. Move this over. Where did we top out here, ladies and gentlemen? We had a temporary stop at the golden pocket, but then we shot up, actually went a little above the 2.35. All right, a lot less gains here. It's not like Bitcoin all of a sudden made more money. I mean, this move back here was a move of 71,000. I think I said 60,000 earlier. My bad. 71,000. This one, the second 2017 bull market, only went up from the 2013 lows about 12,000. Okay, so smaller gains, but the Fibonacci levels extremely similar. Okay, the growth rate of how this worked when just retail was involved. But this is where people are saying this is the new normal. Check out this one. Okay, Fibonacci extension. Where did we top out? We topped out at the golden pocket extension. When in reality, if we had just stayed consistent, it wouldn't have been a 12,000% gain again. We could have seen, though, a 2.35 level, an increase of 6,800%, 6,000%, all the way up to 220,000, but we didn't. We got suppressed at the golden pocket. I deleted the wrong thing, so I have to redraw this. So give me a second. I do apologize. This cabin, dealing with, not used to my normal setup here, so taking a little longer. Golden pocket, okay? What that means, and people are saying, oh, we're going to be less like 2021. We haven't even hit 2021 levels here, guys. Let's say we mimic 2021. Bitcoin's not done yet. Bitcoin will probably go up at least to 177. If you hear people saying 175, 180, a lot of them are looking at the 2021 bull market of Bitcoin and saying, we're going to repeat that and we're going to go up to the golden pocket extension. But what if we just go back to things we did back in 2017? I'm not saying this is going to happen, by the way, guys, but I'm saying With institutional money coming back in, we could get back to the level of hitting new 2.35s again. That would put Bitcoin over $500,000 per coin. Well, what about, let's just go a level lower, right? If the golden pocket's sitting at 175, what about just doubling? What about just going to the 2? That would put us at 300,000. And my overall point here is I can't guarantee we're going to 300,000. I can't guarantee we're going to 500,000. I can't guarantee that we're going back to 2017. But my rationale is, back in 2011 to 2013, nothing but computer nerds were trading Bitcoin. Bitcoin exploded to the upside, 2.35. Back in 2014 to 2017, now all of a sudden, you're not just having computer nerds, but you're having a lot of retail investments start to get in the space. And it's not institutional money. It's just retail bros like you and me going nuts. We do the same thing. We go to 2.35 again. The first bull market institutions get involved and they suppress. We still make it to the golden pocket extension. My deal is, though, is that this was the outlier. This was the hiccup. Now institutions are involved. I think we can easily get back to the massive, massive gains, going up somewhere between 300 to 500,000 on Bitcoin, and follow that method we had before. Why? Because the institutions aren't suppressing now. They are joining the party. There's what taking us to the next level. Retail, let's be very clear here, guys. We're talking about market caps in the world of like $5 to $8 trillion. Retail was never going to get us to $5 to $8 trillion, $10 trillion in crypto. This wasn't going to happen. It was always a thing that institutions had to come in and do it. And these institutions are smart. They know what they're doing. You can go off my screen now, Smay. These institutions know what they're doing, and they know that this is the opportunity of the lifetime. Why? Because a lot of these people that are making the decisions for institutions, they remember the swing and a miss on the internet. They remember the swing and the miss on cell phones. They remember the swing and the miss of companies like Amazon, where institutions faded. They said, this is a fad. We're not going to do it. And they missed out on early adoption. They can still adopt early. They're not missing it this time. This is what you hear institutional investors talk about. They reference cell phones and the internet. They reference massive booms in technology, and they regret not getting in on them early. They're not going to make that same mistake this time. Am I saying 500,000 by the end of the bull market? That's not what I'm saying, but I do think it's possible. And my overall point here is those institutions want to make a lot of money. They know they can do it. They know that the average retail investor like you and me are thinking with 2021 trauma, and we're thinking 170 best case scenario. That's fine with them because they need an excuse to get the supply away from us. And when Bitcoin flies off the handle like that, so will altcoins. Altcoins are not going to just fall away while Bitcoin explodes. Altcoins are another part of that massive institutional adoption. This is why I'm talking about, could crypto hit $20 trillion this bull market? I think it's absolutely feasible. And unfortunately, if you only listen to someone who's used to 2021 trauma, they're going to try to tell you it's not possible. It's just because they don't understand the big picture of just what crypto is capable of moving forward.
I love it. I love it. Very cool. Good explanation. Well, Smay has put some chats here in our proprietary software communication tool. Do we want to look into some of those? Let's see. Tim. Yeah, Victor Patel said, Tim, is Chainlink going to do...
We did that one. Yeah, I put these. Okay. There was one we didn't do yet here. And again, look for other chat here. We have a couple minutes left. Jonathan Burke said, I'm up 5x on my XRP. I'm thinking about rotating some of it into other coins. What would your suggestion be? I was talking with someone the other day. I'll probably make a video on this. And people are going to get upset. Listen, if you guys don't like when we put out new videos because they aren't the same as the video we put out a month ago, I don't know what to tell you. Things evolve. Things get better. I think I'm going to put out a video in the next couple of weeks, but I'll tell you guys now so you guys get the inside scoop. The 5 must-have coins, right? That there's no acceptable portfolio in my mind that you don't put these 5 coins into it, right? Whether you have $10,000 or $1 million, I feel like these 5 coins really should be on everyone's list. And I would start with, there's probably a very big 3 right now. That would be Chainlink. I gotta put that out there because anytime I don't start with Chainlink, people think I abandoned Chainlink. Chainlink is my favorite cryptocurrency, in case you guys haven't picked up on it. Chainlink's on that list. Ondo is on that list. I am so excited about what Ondo's doing. Sui is on that list, okay? And there's other coins that could be sprinkled. Those are my big 3, though. Chainlink, Ondo, Sui. You could put Solana into that coin list. My only vote against Solana is not that I'm not bullish on Solana. It's that Solana's so big already. Could you get massive gains there? But Solana's going to be close to that list. Some people are not going to like this. Some people are going to love this. I think XRP is an arguable one to put on that list. My vote against XRP being on the must-have list is once again the same argument as Solana. It's already so big. Its market cap so big. I think it's wise to hold it. But I would say you gotta limit your expectation on just how high you could really get up there. I think at this point, if I'm slotting in, and this is where I'm kind of have still a little wiggle room before I make this video, this might piss off a lot of people. I've gone back and forth on it, but especially in recent news and what they did, my only concern for this coin was that it might have fallen away and it might have been losing favor, but it is back in the favor of even institutions. I think Cardano is a must-hold coin. Let the hatred start right there. And the other love. I mean, I know that Cardano lovers are going to love it. Cardano haters are going to hate me for this, but I think Cardano is a must-hold coin. And then as far as number 5, I had it. I have to go back. I have to rethink about it. There's one that I had as well. But if I just start with the big 3, Chainlink, Ondo, Sui, you're not going to find almost anybody with a great rational explanation as to why those coins suck. Most people just argue about the distinction of how bullish they could be. I have not found a single person with credible arguments argue that any of those 3 coins will suck and be terrible moving forward. So that's why I think they're must holds. Yeah, some of you are going to love it. Some of you are going to hate that. Hey guys, your free Discord link still says it's expired. I don't think that's true because pretty sure we clicked on it the other day and tested it. T-shirt, can you click on that link? People, if it is expired, we need to get that fixed. The people need to join our free Discord. But I tested the other day and it was working.
Just tested it and it works. There's a chance you're in a country where maybe they don't allow Discord domain access. I don't know, but I mean, we check it every time somebody says that, and it doesn't change, and it works. We're sorry. I hate that happens. You know, you can follow us on Twitter too. There's definitely you can ask us questions there. We'll be pretty responsive. But yeah, I'm sorry that's happening.
French Toaster makes a great point here. He says he's not a fan of Sui's logo. That's a credible point. Didn't think about it like that.
It's also very controversial how you pronounce it too.
I'm gonna sell my Sui bags now because the logo sucks.
I think we got to get into our factoid of the day. I think we have a juicy one.
We have a factoid. We have a giveaway. This has been fun. A lot of fun show. If you guys enjoy it, smash that like button. But yes, we have a factoid. We have a giveaway. Stick around. If you are leaving because you're like, man, I just come for the crypto stuff. Guys, make sure to smash that like on your way out. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel. And then, of course, make sure you're in a place that works. But go join that free Discord right now where the chat never stops. Let's bring up Smay. Smay, let's go ahead. Oh, by the way, shout out to Blofin again. You guys are trading. Go trade with Blofin. Link down below. Get some money back right now only when you're using the Broz link. So go trade right now. All right, Smay, sorry. Throwing it to you. What do you got for us?
Oh, man, that was really difficult. I was trying to point at the Blofin thing, and I was pointing everywhere but the Blofin thing. Guys, first of all,
do that tomorrow out on the golf course. Got to clean it up.
Of course not. I'm gonna beat him so bad. But first, I just want to say, guys, we offer, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you on my screen here. We offer a free Discord, and the link absolutely does work because we tested it. So definitely click on this link and join our free Discord. If not, then Tim will win at golf, and we don't want that. Okay, it's gonna make me too emotional, and I'm not gonna be able to perform.
But real quick, should we have yes, May and I are playing golf tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Should we make this public? Should there be a bet right now?
A bet of who's gonna win?
Yeah. Should the chat be involved?
Me? Sure.
Okay, so if Smay wins, what should I have to do? But make sure whatever we answer there, if Smay loses, Smay has to do the same or an equivalent thing.
I was just gonna say we should just put $5 on it. $5.
$5?
Well, we'll see.
Shave your beard.
We'll let you guys think about. Oh, that's actually fun. All right. Well, everybody, go ahead and think on it. We're going to go ahead and do the factoid. So, everybody, welcome to the factoid today, brought to you by Decrypted.tax. And this one is Valentine's Day themed, because obviously today is Valentine's Day. So, let's go ahead and jump into it. Which country is credited with first associating Valentine's Day with romance? A, France, B, England, C, Italy, or D, Greece?
Associate Valentine's Day with romance.
France is definitely the most
France
tempting.
is too on the nose. I think that's just too on the nose. You would think that would be France.
And you know what? Maybe I'll go ahead and give you guys a hint here for because it's the day of love. So I love you guys, so I'll give you a hint. Basically, if you guys don't know who Saint Valentine is, the guy who they associated Saint Valentine's Day with, this guy, his whole shtick, he was obviously a clergy. He was a clergy,
Shtick.
but his whole shtick was that he would marry people. He would behind the scenes secretly when there was like some squirrely laws in his area about people getting married. So he kind of let people get married behind the scenes. That's why he's credited with being the love guy. So
all right, I honestly have no idea, but
Squirrely laws.
I'm kind of leaning towards Italy because Italy is the one I most medium suspect.
Ooh, taking the Dwight Schrute method. I'm gonna go with France. If it's on the nose, let's keep it on the nose.
You go on the nose, I'll go medium. I would rank them in France is one you most suspect, and England would be the one you least suspect.
Come on.
And then Greece is somewhere in there. I think Italy's right there in the middle. So I'm going C, Italy. You're going A, France. Smay, what's the right answer?
And
I feel like neither of us are going to be right.
It's England.
It's the least suspect. Darn it.
There was an English poet that back in like the 1400s that wrote a poem that associated Valentine's Day, which I guess was already a holiday.
Yeah.
But it wasn't associated with love, and then boom, now it was associated with love. So there's that. Wow, how fun is that? Back to you guys.
All right.
I love it.
Real quick, we're going to do a giveaway in a second. I wanted to bring to your attention, everyone. We talked about it earlier in the show. If you were not in the beginning of the show, we talked about things pulling back. Guess what's happened while we're live here as the markets closed while we were live. Bitcoin did pull back. Something to keep an eye on. 1 hour chart. We're pulling back down here. We did get a very minor sell signal, which is why I think that the smart trail all of a sudden becomes a very interesting spot here for support for Bitcoin. We're looking somewhere in the realm back a little bit below 97, 96.8 could be on the table. That being said, though, I'm looking at these and saying I want to buy the dip up. Why? Because we still have that 12-hour buy signal. This didn't go away, right? This is still absolutely on the table. The daily chart, close to a buy signal, didn't change anything, right? So the macro timeframes that are longer term are staying here. When you get a long-term buy signal, you pray for dips like what we're watching right now. Don't make the mistake of saying you'll buy the next one and this one, clearly the bull market's over. There's no high volume here on the daily chart. This is not a major top. Buy the dip, ladies and gentlemen. You don't have to. I'm not a financial advisor. You do whatever you want to do. I'm going to buy the dip, and let's see how this plays out because I'm a big believer in the next week and some change to be very bullish. Very, very bullish for the crypto space. That being said, Smay, let's spin that wheel, find out which one of our members is getting $50 this week. This is for all of our paid members, or this is for our ultimate members and Pro Bros members, I think. Pro Bros members. Pull up that wheel.
And Super Bros. Actually, let's announce
Super Bros. You're right. We changed our name from Ultimate to Super Bros because of confusion.
That's
Super
right.
Bros. All right, we'll display. Oh, there it is. There's that new graphic. Yeah, we had an ultimate level that was the same as Luxago has an ultimate level. It caused a lot of confusion. So now the highest level of ours is called. I'm gonna sneeze. Goodness gracious! It's called Super Bros, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that's great. All right, let's go to the wheel.
Quick
Super
clarification.
Bros, Pro Bros.
All right.
No clarification. Let's spin the wheel.
No clarification, Shroom. Sorry about it. And with that, spin.
I'm not even sure if I'm clarified. I don't know if we're clarified to clarify to others.
What do we got?
Woo,
Super 810.
810.
Whoa! Super 810. Congratulations. You have won $50, my friend. Make sure to reach out to us on Discord. We'll find a way to get that money to you. Now you can clarify, T-shirt.
Quick clarification for the bros that are out there. Wait, you changed the name. What does this mean for me and my membership with the Investing Bros? It means nothing. The only thing it means is that the name has changed. You still have access to everything you had access to before. It's just a different name. You're welcome.
Real Chris B says, how do I enter for next week? You enter, Real Chris B, by becoming a member today. Description down below called the Brolux Suite. Go check out the Brolux Suite. Sign up for either the Pro Bros or Super Bros level. They're the ones that get the weekly giveaways. Go do that right now, and you're entered for next week. With that said, though, right after this, Fundamental Fridays with Crux over in our free Discord. So whether you're a paying member or not, you can benefit talking with Crux about some fundamentals. Always a good time with him. Go check it out. With that said, you guys have a fantastic weekend. Don't miss tomorrow morning's episode 6 of Rate My Portfolio. You don't want to miss it. Guys, love you. See you on Monday. Same time, same place. I might be here. I might be there. I might be anywhere. But we're going to have a show. Love you guys. Adios.